My favorite one to ever watch was Andy Kindler. I saw him on this short-lived talk show. I still remember the joke. This is before I even did stand-up, and I was watching that guy. Me and my brothers were all just dying laughing, and he said, this is the joke he did in front of a bunch of tourists. He goes, whenever Barbara Walters interviews Robin Williams, she always says, because I was watching it, and she goes, Robin, were you always funny? And Robin said, yes. And I wanted to be like, really? Well, what happened? And then he goes, Jumanji, right? And they just staring at him. And at one point during the set, he goes, I choose to plow ahead rather than looking at the burning wreckage of the last joke. And first thing that he came out, he shit on the whole place, saying the ceiling was too high. Like he was playing some hell room, and he was like on TV. And I just never seen anybody do that. And his jokes were amazing. Damn. Yeah, it was just one of those things.
Yeah. I always, you hear about those stories of him going to the Comedy Store and just leveling. Like they said, the roof would come off. It was energy in the room, and then you heard, I stole half of it. That was like a big
I thought you were
rumor.
talking about Kimmel, Robin Williams.
Oh, sorry, Robin Williams.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was thinking about Robin.
First you're trashing Kimmel. This is a dangerous podcast. I'm losing gigs right and left over here.
I'm a fan. I like Kimmel. I talked about how he discovered people.
Yeah. Robin Williams, man. That's like, did you know him at all or no?
No, I did improv with them one time.
Really?
What?
What is
that?
Yeah, it was just one of those moments. I was in
It's like fucking Tracy Lords.
UCB, the original one out in L.A., that first one before they had the second one.
Franklin.
Yeah, the one in Franklin. And I went down there, and Jeff Garland had a show, and he would do this thing where he'd give away some stuff from his house. He'd do a little stand-up and bring people out, normal comedy show. And in the end, he had this improv game called the Combo Platter, where 3 people would sit in a chair. Somebody'd start a story, and then you'd go tag, and you just went up there. And it was fun. And we were there, and Robin showed up. And in the end, he played. And I remember I was sitting like right here, and he was sitting, it was funny, like 3-4 inches away from me, but his arm hair was still touching my arm. And I was like, and I remember all those jokes that he did on Live 8 about how hairy he was. I was like, that is iconic arm hair. Needless to say, I sucked in the improv game because I was like going like, that was one of many of those moments where you just like, you feel like you get like sucked into your TV. Like I've watched this guy for a decade. Wow. Probably longer at that point. It was I don't even know when it was, 2000s?
Damn.
Or something like that. Yeah, it was somebody. He was a super nice guy, just really like just regular. You wouldn't know that he did all of the stuff that he did. He just seemed like just still the same guy.
He's a comic.
So
I just watched that episode of Louis that he was on.
Oh, great!
Such a great ep. Where they're just at the funeral for that. They're the only 2 people there. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so good, man.
He was great on Larry Sanders' show a long time ago. He came on as he just came on as a guest, and he got into it with Larry. And I just remember when they went to commercial, and Larry was giving him shit about trashing him or something. He goes, whatever. He goes, it's a business. Blow me. Just the way he said it. You were really thinking like, wow, like, I guess on talk shows, like the host doesn't always like the guest. Like it was sort of the first sort of peek into that. Cause when you're at home watching it, you just think like, oh, these guys are on TV and they just must hang out and drink and there's groupies and, back like the whole, Anchorman vibe.